Let's go over this syllabus together real quickly. I'm not going to read everything, but you are responsible for all the content in the syllabus. I just want to hit the highlights with you and the things that come up most frequently. Remember that there are prerequisites for taking this course. Some of you I know have just finished an English course or English 1301 and are ready to roll. Some of you have not taken an English course in a long time and need a little refresher. So the thing I suggest is to look over this list and take a look at any of these skills that might need a little brush up. And one of the things I like to do is go to YouTube and type in, I just copy this. Let's just try this one. Let's just copy this and go over to YouTube. So I literally pasted those same words in the search bar in YouTube, and there's some pretty good little short tutorials on that, so I can refresh my memory about whatever it is that on that list that I need to know. My goal in this course is to show you just how brilliant you are, and for your part of that experience, I need for you to make sure that you've brushed up on all those skills. There's some course competencies to go over here, and you can read those on your own time. Remember that for this course, in order for Blackboard to register the course, for you to be registered as an active student, you need to complete this scavenger hunt before you move forward. That way, you are registered as having submitted something for grading that is meaningful content that is registered with Blackboard. That's why this is so important. So let's get that done right off the bat. The grading is something that I want to go over with you for just a second. I think I go over it a few other places in the course, but let's kick off the class right now. I like to be right up front and straight with students, and I like for them to be up front with me as well. These are the percentages that each of those assignments carry. Obviously, a major essay paper is going to carry more weight than a scavenger hunt. So that's why we have that breakdown. This is important. In order for the accreditation of the school and to prove that you earned the grade that you received, you're required to write a certain number of words. I have all that covered. But the important thing for you is to mark down your word count on everything you submit, and to make sure that you turn in something. Anything is better than a 0, because a 0 automatically turns into a -3 in the grade center. And then at the end of the course, when the weighted grade is shown for the entire semester, that -3 is also applied to your final grade. So that means that that decision not to do that assignment cost quite a bit to your overall grade. Completion is important. Why? Because in the past, of course, and I'll just be honest with you, students go through and they go, oh, this is only worth 5% of my grade. I can blow this off and still make an A in the class. That's not how it works. So, in order to make sure that we're all up front and we have the best opportunity to shine, turn in something for everything. Now, on we go through the syllabus, and we have this late admission. And it's right here in overdue penalties. Every student is allowed one excused late submission. I like it if you can give me 24 hours notice and let me know that you're going to be turning in late. That way I can bypass the system assigning a -3 to that assignment. Believe me, I know with students, lots of things come up, and I completely understand. And so just try to be with me and work with me so that I can make sure that I can help you succeed in every way possible. And that is done with communication through email. Let me know when that happens. All right? The plagiarism policy is stated in the course. There's a tutorial on it and everything else. Just be sure not to do it. Do you know I have taught at Wayland now for coming up on 10 years. And in all that time, I have had to submit one student for plagiarism. Isn't that fantastic? I have the best, most honest students. And remember, there are plagiarism checkers working in the background on everything. So just read those instructions. Make sure you cover your bases by citing any source that you used for information. Just do your part and you'll be fine. But do avoid that, because that is something that's become a real watch point in the current climate of internet. Remember also, for the purpose of Blackboard, every Monday you're going to log into that one board that's in the discussion boards, and you will log in your name, what's due for the week, your understanding of that. That's it. It takes about 2 seconds every Monday. Otherwise, it appears to be an absence. So let's make sure we do that. Simple stuff. Now, how do you turn assignments in, and why does that matter? It matters because hundreds of thousands of documents are submitted online through this portal throughout the years. Now, let's say that later on something happens and your grade in the course was an A, but it got listed as a C. And I need to be able to pull up your essay and say, look, the work was done, here is the work, here is the word count for the work, here's the grade for the work. If you've submitted something that doesn't have your name, course information, date, what assignment it was, I can't do anything to help you. It's a blank document that got submitted into the mess of documents that are all over the place. So if you turn in something that doesn't have a name on it, doesn't have any course information, I cannot give it a grade. You understand that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause this video, and I want you to find a sticky note, and I want you to put that little sticky note right next to your computer. And on that little sticky note, I want you to write name, course information, date, and word count. Why does word count matter? Because we have a certain number of words that we must have written, and I will make sure that you are given credit for those. You want to put your word count on there so that you have proof that you completed this work. Every single document requires a word count. Every single document. Yes, that means a post. Yes, that means a bibliography. Yes, that means your single source essay. I've given you instructions on each one. Basically, you can do a select all and put that word count down. Right? Very important. Put that little sticky note right there on your computer so you don't forget. Because one of two things are going to happen if you do. At the beginning of the semester, I'll take 10 points off, and I'll send you that note again. But at a certain point in the semester, we are university students, and we should be able to follow those directions. And at a certain point, I do reserve the right to refuse to grade any submissions without a word count. And remember, you want that word count. This is the format for the single source essay and the multiple source resource essay. That includes a title image. There's a whole bunch of information about that. There are tutorials and everything. And you'll want to study that. But make sure that you follow this format. It's so simple to just set double space, 12 font, 1-inch margins, use Times New Roman, rock on. Works cited in the current MLA format. There are tutorials in the website for that that'll show you how to do that and make a perfect works cited page. The last thing I'm going to remind you is that the tentative schedule, please note that these due dates are subject to change. Scroll down for the calendar. You'll also see in the announcements a final due date calendar for you to print out and keep by your computer. So you've got your little notes around your study station, and I want you to have a wonderful and delightful experience. And that concludes this tutorial on the quick overview of the syllabus.